Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you with another episode, Coffee with Coach, bringing it to you on this Tuesday morning. Hope you're up, got the mind in the right place. But if not, let's put it in the right place with these mental vitamins today. So, again, normal routine, going for the walk with the dog, listening to the motivational stuff for the last hour or so. And still listening to the Grant Cardone again. It's just funny how I just listen to things for a little while and then just something else will come up and then I'll listen to that or read that or whatever the case may be. But in this video that I've been listening to for the last, I don't know, maybe 5 days or something like that I've been sharing stuff with you, Grant Cardone is talking about being punished. He said, you will always be punished for getting comfortable. And when he says that, he says it with such, I don't know what the word is, energy. I don't know, like I can feel it, right? Like I can feel it. And for him being a business guy, real estate, stuff like that, he made a comment like for the middle class in 2008, like that should have been the wake-up call. You know, like obviously 2008 is when everything crashed, that's when everything hit, and a lot of people lost their homes, jobs, like whatever the case may be. And he's like, man, you got to do more. Like if you're settling and you're getting comfortable with certain things, like when things hit, man, you're going to get wiped out and whatever the case may be. So, but I'm going to use this a little bit more into other areas, pretty much everything else, because it's funny because I'm listening to this stuff this morning and then I have a very, very hungry blue belt, hungry meaning, you know, he's on a mission to get better. He's lost all kind of weight already. He's taking his jiu-jitsu like really serious. He's got a wife. He's got a couple daughters. He's in real estate. Like he's doing his thing, right? He's busy, but he still makes an effort to get after it in jiu-jitsu and his health and everything else. He's changed quite a bit in the last couple of years since he's been at the academy, and he always checks in with me. Like he does a roll or he does whatever. He's like, hey, how'd I do? Whatever. He's always asking questions. That's why he's getting so good, because he's always asking questions. But so last night he's rolling with a couple black belts and I see him just doing really, really well, you know. And these black belts are really good. But it's just one of those things where I don't know how much, you know, where the mindset is with the other black belts, what they're doing right now, you know, where life takes you. I don't know where the blue belt that I'm referring to is going to be like at black belt. But right now at this stage in his jiu-jitsu path, jiu-jitsu journey, he's very, very hungry. And the black belts, again, I know they're busy. They got jobs and everything else, 2 families. But, you know, I don't know if they're really focused like this individual, the blue belt, that's focused. So anyways, he's putting in the work last night, doing really, really well. And he's asking me the next day, which is today, you know, what, you know, how'd he do? And I was like, well, you obviously did really, really well. I was like, man, you just got to stay on that path. Like showing like the results are there. Like obviously you being a couple years into jiu-jitsu and these guys are like, you know, 8 to 10 years into jiu-jitsu. But life changes. Life changes every couple years, right? And this is where I'm getting at. Life changes for you every couple years, man. Like you just different job, you know, unfortunately some people get divorced, you know, deaths in the family, like you move, whatever the case may be, life changes every 3 to 4 years, kind of what I heard. And from what I've been doing jiu-jitsu for this long, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. A lot of people that I meet, their life changes and they're on the path and then boom, they disappear and something happens and takes them off the mat and everything else. So what I'm getting at is seeing people just kind of constantly just, you know, move around so much with their goals. And then I have other people where they're like, man, like this is it. Like they're just so laser focused on just going forward and getting better. Now, these other individuals, like I said, these other guys, you know, I don't know what they're doing, all the other stuff. They got other goals, other things that are happening in their life. And, you know, so the training really isn't all the same like the blue belt guy that's training right now and what his goals are and what he's trying to do. He's just trying to get really, really good. And so I can see the difference in someone that's maybe getting a little comfortable with their jujitsu, and then someone that's like really just getting after it with their jujitsu. And I'm not going to just use these guys. I can use a bunch of students where I have some students where they just come in, man, and they're just like, man, they've been on it for the longest, and they're just getting better and getting better. And guys that I roll with, that I train with, they've closed the gap. Like they closed the gap, and they're probably, they're starting to surpass me at some point where, even though I've been training 2 to 3 times longer than they have, because of their mindset and their hunger for getting better and not just getting comfortable and letting life happen, they are closing that gap. And like I said, they'll probably surpass me. They're younger, they're hungrier, like whatever. And my conversation with the blue belt this morning was, well, that's why I always train. Like, I'm just one of those instructors that I always train. I'm always on the mat. I might not be competing right now, okay? But that doesn't mean that I'm not training every day. I'm training every single day. I'm running every other day, and I lift weights on the other off days. So like today's my lift day, and then I train 2 classes today. So there'll be 4 rounds in the morning, 4 rounds in the evening. And I was telling him, I'm like, I have to do that. Like, I have no choice but to do that. There's days where I don't want to do that. There's a lot of days where I don't want to do that because, I'm tired, I'm sore. You're just not feeling it. You wake up, you're just not feeling it. But the thought that I got these hungry blue belts or even purple belts or brown belts, whatever the case may be, students of mine. You have students, I think everyone has some students where they just respect you so much, like they just don't know, like they don't really want to push the envelopes, so to speak, when they roll with you. And then I got other ones, like, man, when you shake hands or when you look at each other when it's time to go, you know what kind of round it's going to be. So it's time to go. So I have a lot of those students, and a lot of my students are close to my size. So I have a lot of individuals like that where when we lock up, it's go time, right? So I have no choice but to not get comfortable, to stay hungry. Like, I might not be as hungry as the hungry blue belt that's like 2 years in jiu-jitsu, but I'm never going to be at a point where it's like, yeah, I'm not going to train, I'm not going to work out, I'm not going to eat right. Like, I have to do that stuff every single day. Like, I already had like a shake, greens and beet powder and all this stuff in my shake. Had a liter and a half of water with aminos and vitamin C pack, and I got my coffee with the MCT powder in it and cinnamon for, antioxidants and all this other stuff. Like, I do this stuff like every single day, okay? And I gotta get after it every day, because if not, I'm just gonna get smashed on the mats by these hungry blue and purple belts, these young guys that are coming in trying to eat my lunch every day, man. Like, it's just, or take my lunch. Like, it's just one of those things where that's what I love about jiu-jitsu. Like, it's just a constant reminder, like, don't get comfortable, okay? Don't get comfortable. And on the business side of that, I like what I have. I worked really hard to get where I got to, so I can't allow myself to get comfortable, meaning, not doing any advertisement, not trying to bring new students in, not trying to, not showing up to class and being part of the program and taking myself out of the program. Like, I like being in the school. I like being around all the students. And there's, I would say, like I was telling someone last night, so we've been back open, rolling, grappling for like the last 3 months or so. So within the last 3 months, probably about 80 new students that have come in, like 80 new students, brand new students, not students that took a break because of the COVID-19 thing and then came back. We have a lot of those. Some haven't yet because they just don't feel safe yet. But 80 new students that have literally came in to get in shape and to improve their health and whatever their goals are. So we constantly have to do that, right? Like, I constantly have to bring new students in because there's going to be those other students that were on that path and now they're getting comfortable. And my job is to push every day, and that's what I do. I push every day for everyone to remind everyone not to get comfortable, because you can't. There's just not a time that you can. There's just no time for someone said to me yesterday, "Hey coach, how was vacation?" And they were referring to, I was in Traverse City, Michigan last weekend. And my comment back was, well, I don't do vacations, you know, because the mindset is if I go on vacation, like I stop, like I quit. I'm just going to just be lazy and just lay on a beach somewhere and do nothing. I don't really take vacations. That mindset of me being on vacations means I check out and then I'm done. And I wasn't done. I ran the entire time on my vacation. I worked out every single day that I was out of town. I worked out. I posted pictures. I did whatever. I got some training in. Like every single day, I was doing something. And on those days, when I was out of town, I ate right. I ate healthy. Like I did the thing because I knew when I come back, I haven't rolled in a couple days. I think it was like 4 days where there was no training. Like I didn't want to be punished for it. And that's what I'm getting at with the video. That's the title of the video. Like I would get punished. It's already tough to take a couple days off the mat. But if I go into all kind of drinking, all kind of eating, not running, not working out, and then I come back to the mats, I know what's waiting for me. And it's not fun. It is not fun. Jiu-jitsu is already hard as it is when I'm already in shape because I got so many tough students around me. But if I was to get lazy and get complacent, I'm going to pay for it. If I let my business just get complacent, I'm complacent with my business, I'm not doing anything, I'm going to pay for it. Like if I don't take care of my health and eat right, I'm going to pay for it. Like if I don't take care of my finances and my money and I get sloppy and I get undisciplined and I got all kind of debt and I'm all over the place with money, I'm going to pay for it. It's going to hurt. So the point being is Grant Cardone is just right on point with that. Like you are going to get punished, absolutely punished. It's going to get so hard for you as soon as the second that you get comfortable. And it's hard because there's times where you feel like you made it, like you did it. And I got to have that constant reminder, which is jiu-jitsu, where it's like I can't afford to get comfortable. I cannot allow myself to sit back, cross my arms and be like, yeah, this is it. I did it. Okay? You know, there is times where I do. I got a swimming pool in the back. I'll float around a little bit. I'll look around like, man, this is nice. But I got to work even harder now to keep the things that I have. I got to work even harder to keep my jiu-jitsu where it's at, to keep my health where it's at. I'm 45, okay? I'm 45. Like, it's like I don't know what's waiting around the corner for me. So I always have to be ready. You know, it's like it's just one of those things. Like life is always trying to punk you, or people are always trying to punk you. So you just always have to be ready. And how are you always ready? Like, don't get comfortable, don't settle, eat right, take care of yourself, exercise, make sure your finances in order, listen to the stuff that I'm listening to, reading. Like, it's just every single day. It's just nonstop. Like, it's just, I can't let it go. And again, the mindset of like, did I go on vacation? No, there is no vacation, because I'm still reading and I'm still listening and I'm still setting appointments for students for my business. I'm still working like the entire time. You know, some people, they have a job where on Friday evening or afternoon, when you clock out, you don't think about that job until you come back on Monday, and you have a couple days off where you're not doing anything for that job. In the position that I'm in, it's never like that. There is never a day off, but I like it like that because it's like the second that I feel like I have a day off, the second I start losing, I start going backwards. You know, there's just always something to get better at. I mean, it's just, there's so much information to learn and to pick up. You know, I always feel like I'm behind anyway. So that's just a big motivator for me too. It's like, I know there's people out there doing better than me, you know, in just about every area. So it's like, well, I got catching up to do. So like every day, it's like a race trying to catch up. So if that's you, okay, you're getting comfortable, you're getting a little too relaxed, you're getting a little too resting on the laurels there with the things that you've done. You know, you're sitting back, crossing your arms, man, don't do that. Uncross them, get back to work, stay on the path, like stay focused on your health and your finances, your jiu-jitsu, like whatever it is. Don't start feeling yourself too much, man, drinking your own Kool-Aid, because, man, the second you do, things start to go backwards for you, all right? So that's the message of the day. You will always be punished for getting comfortable, all right? Don't get comfortable, all right? We'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.